Hey yo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny 5 Alive here, and welcome back to the Coaster Contest, the Coaster Finale, if you will, the 35th episode. After today, we have featured over 140 creations, and to my surprise, it appears that this is the first of the 35 episodes where we have 5 creations. I guess we had an odd number and couldn't fit the last one in, so we put it into here as a 5th bundle. Now I gotta say, if you didn't see yesterday's video, that should have been the true finale. I don't know if anything can top that. 4 of the greatest creations I have ever seen. They were absolutely stellar, absolutely mind-blowing, so much fun. But I suspect that the ones in today's video are going to be also pretty awesome, as it is the park file, meaning these are the biggest creations in the entire contest yet. And there's 5 of them. So no better way to end the contest than to do it with, to go out big. Go big or go home, guys. But yes, this marks the last one of the coaster contest. We'll be doing the results. You guys will see the voting forms come out shortly. So keep an eye on Discord as well as the YouTube posts, community posts. I'll be posting voting forms so you can rank all of your favorite coasters that you've watched throughout the series and that sort of thing, and help us determine what was the best overall, as what also which was the best for each of the brackets and who deserves to win top 3 for each of the categories. And we have multiple categories with all the ranks, so there's gonna be tons of winners, prizes, and all sorts of fun stuff going out at the end of this. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, our final 5 creations of the contest, kicking things off with Nature's Track, created by Random Cat, a builder. And what is wrong with your Planko friend? That's not a Planko friend. Here they say, Nature's Track will take you on a fly through nature, look through the wings of a dragonfly as you splash through rivers, fly over grand oak tree with will-o-wisps, and drive through the rock formations. Summer is the best time to see the wildlife in action, taking hikes or just sitting in the middle of the forest listening to nature. Nature's Track will allow you to experience it all. Feel free to grab a snack or a meal at the greenhouse for your hunger needs, or take a cool off at one of the splash sections. The large immersive experience will never disappoint. Make sure to view the coaster at night for the full enchanted experience. Okay, very fun. Let's go. Absolutely wonderful. Oh, it's so adorable. Another flight through the forest, an enchanting forest, on a whimsical little creature. And here we have the firefly, did they say it was? Very cool. I think the one thing you need is the wings to flap. I don't think they're flapping, right? I think that would have been a nice touch there. They did say check it out at nighttime for the most enchanting experience. And also, we gotta find out what this song is, because I feel like this song it's such a good song. I think it's like called The Heart of Planet Coaster or something. I feel like if I'm giving speeches or rants or closing thoughts, I feel like I need to use this song, especially for the end of a contest. It's such a magical way to go out. Okay, enjoy the whimsical nighttime experience in orbit view. So wonderful. Oh my goodness. Let's see what the song is called here. Change music. Planet Coaster, A Thoughtful Thing. I really like this song. It's very harmonious. It gives me good vibes, and it's also very Planet Coastery. And it feels like a good way to close out the contest. The way the music is playing, and we get to... Technically, this is the summer coaster contest that lasted till fall. But it's a good way to close out summer and to get one final flight around the Enchanted Forest with that music playing. It all hits so perfectly. So I'm kind of glad that this one ended up being last, because it feels like we're sailing off. We're flying away. We're moving on to other things. It's been a fun journey, and this is a Bugs journey. It's so fun. It's so cute. A nice little mini park here as well. Lots to explore, lots to look at. It is a very vast and open landscape and universe that you made here for us. Really quite a lot of fun. So much to look at. Oh, there's the ride photos. Any Easter eggs? I'm looking for Easter eggs, guys, now. Give me them Easter eggs in your on-ride photos. That is now a mini game that we're going to be playing going forward. There have been a few good ones throughout this contest. Maybe happy accidents. I don't know. There's a few people that had a couple Easter eggs in the background of their photos, and it was really quite fun. Fantastic 2-kilometer long exploration coaster around the forest as a little bug there. Love the moosies. Look at their little round heads. They're so adorable. It's so cute. Oh, it's so great. Well, I think this is a great way to kick off the episode. For the final episode is our brand new creator to this community, Random Cat. I don't know what is going on with your character. It's pretty random, but I'm here for it. Nature's Track. That was fun, endearing, cute, and adorable. Great job at getting the episode started, Random Cat. Okay, we got a pretty crazy one here. This one's called Heatwave Cool Down by bluebowser, an expert. And I want to say bluebowser won top 3 in their bracket for the Flume contest. Definitely recognize the name bluebowser. Welcome back, buddy. Jumping up to expert, competing in the expert league. And here they say, when it's the middle of summer and you want to cool down, grab a cold drink from the cooler and chill by the kiddie pool. Maybe grill some burgers. This is what comes to mind when I think of summertime. Short and sweet is the bluebowser. Let's go. My goodness, this is absolutely ridiculous, and what I love to see from a finale of the contest. Oh, Blue Bowser. Okay, well, we're gonna test my memory here, and I without looking it up, I'm gonna guess Blue Bowser was the one. Now let's get this thing going first. Blue Bowser could have been, if I'm not mistaken, the one who made the UFO flume, where it took you through like you basically a flume. Look at you flip the patty. If I'm not mistaken, they did the UFO flume from the flume contest. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they are the one. They've made a lasting impact on me. I definitely know they did one of the more memorable creations of that contest that were just kind of out of this world insane. And this is kind of proof of their absolute insanity. Going into the grill, I thought that environment was very well constructed. Same with the ice box. It's pretty cool, pun intended. And then, I don't know what we finished off in. It was some starry box. I don't know what that was. We'll have to take a closer look when we get out. I think it was the vegetable box. I don't know. But it's so insane. This whole thing is so insane. The kiddie pool, you whirled it around with like these splashes. I thought that was pretty fun. Now, while this concept is just out of this world ridiculous and crazy, I can't really critique it and say that can't take it seriously. But at the same time, I do think if you scaled things back a little bit, you could have told the story a little bit better. But it's kind of endearing the way it is. So it's like, I want to make that comment, but I also don't. Because I kind of like it the way it is. It's kind of insane, it's kind of zany, and it's a good way to go out with some crazy. But the spaces, the boxes, the grill, and the pool are far too big than they need to be. Had they been a little bit smaller, first of all, you wouldn't have needed 3,000 kilometers of coaster track to get around it all. But you could have done some more fun things, like guests could have been swimming in this pool. But this is just so big of a pool, I don't even know how they would get into it, or there would be like, it would look like a void. I mean, it's massive. It's the biggest pool I've ever seen in Planet Coaster. It's humongous. And those like finer details, they would have to be scaled up so large that I don't even think you can get half the stuff that big in this game. So I love the concept, but I think you could have scaled it down just a little bit to fit in more of those backyard festivities, if that makes sense. That would be my critique, because you could still have these going through the grill and going and having that. Look how big it is. It's huge. I don't know if you guys understand the scale of this. This is the size of some parks. It's humongous. It's just like, this is a guest and that is a chair. So to my point is, if it's a little bit smaller, like half the size, you could still explore the grill. By the way, these hamburgers are amazing. Same with the hot dogs. You could still explore the grill and go inside of it. But you could also have like a scene, a backyard, and a house, and all these little things, knickknacks around the yard. That for me would have taken over the top. It's still a ton of fun. It's ridiculous, and I like ridiculous. Oh, yeah. Well, that's my thoughts on that one. It's so much fun, but I think refinement, you build that house, the backyard, grounded style, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids style, and lead us on that whole adventure. Could have been a little bit more context to it, or a little bit more seriousness, and I think it would have really taken it over the top. But I can't deny it's a hilarious, great final creation for the final episode, so I'm not mad at it either way. Heatwave Cool Down, created by Blue Bowser. Look at that. That's a pretty cool effect. Really good job on that one. Super cool. All right, let's move on to our third creation of the day. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is Tropical Racer by Mr. Chill. Unranked and now builder. Do not recognize this name. First time submitter ever. And here they say, this is tropical theme summer ride with a thriller coaster. This creation was my best one yet, and it has a concert stage and pond and more. You would need to lower the terrain by cabins where the coaster goes underground. Well, uh-oh, hopefully Wookiee did that. And please play the concert sequence before you watch it, and each time you open it up, you watch it. Sorry if some of my builds feels incomplete, I was running out of time. So I hope you enjoy it, and have a fantastic ride at the Tropical Racer. Okay, all right. I have no idea what is going on. The guests don't even know what's going on. They're getting trapped in the middle of the path. They don't even know what's going on. This is complete, utter chaos. Oh. But it wouldn't be a Channel 5 gaming contest without a little bit of chaos. Gotta throw one in there right on the last episode, right? Absolutely. Oh my heavens. Look at them. They're all trapped. Look at them. I have no idea what is going on. Let's poke around. They said there was a sequencer to play. Terraform? It was not very descriptive. I figured that, you know, we would walk the queue and see the sequencer in the queue, but I didn't see one. And what is this queue? I don't see a sequencer. Am I losing my mind? I mean, it's not very organized. If I'm missing it, I don't necessarily think it's my fault. They said play the sequencer before and after and during every ride. I don't know what to say. What do I do with my hands? Well, what's going on back here? Is this the show? Are these your favorite Planko friends? Some great community members here. Wait, do you have a Planko friend? You do. Well, that's good. You don't have a nameplate. It's like the stock body with eyes. What is this? This is it. Happy 4th of July. We're a little past that now, but you know what? Here we go. This is where it makes up for everything. For all the chaos. Oh my god. Fireworks. Okay, this is kind of phenomenal. Look at these guys. Yes. Yes. All right, I am satisfied now. You're so close to the show. I don't know how I'm supposed to be viewing this. Oh, and it just abruptly ends. Perfect. This is ridiculous. This is the most insane thing I've ever seen. And does the coaster have nighttime lighting? No, none. Okay, well, we're not riding it at night. Well, I guess the lift does. Got Christmas lights in there. What is this? Rotating wooden piece. Wow. I have never been so confused in my life. Oh. We got a little bit of everything here today. That's a great way to do a finale. I love it. You're having fun. You're playing Planko. Welcome to the community. Mr. Chill. Looks like you're chilling. Having a good time. I don't know what else to say. Moving on. Our fourth creation of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is going to Solara by Schiesskirche. Schiesskirche? I don't know how to say that. An advanced builder. Here they say, "Hi Johnny, first some placement instructions, which Wookie didn't read. I put a cube in front of my blueprint. Once the cube aligns to the ground, it can be placed. After that, I want to have it on the ground of all my blueprint to be covered with sand texture to make it feel really great like a desert." You could do that yourself in game by putting like decals down and pathways. Once set and done, the following text about my creation. "Hi, I'm a PlayStation 5 player, and this is my very first contest submission. I precisely landed at 8,000 pieces for this blueprint, and with this creation, I welcome you to Solara. In a sun-warmed market town at the edge of the Great Desert, whispers still drift between faded stalls and wandering traders. Tales of Solara, the hidden heart beneath the sands. No map marks her place. No path is ever the same. Some speak of the light sealed in stone, others of water that remembers. All agree Solara is not taken, only revealed. Not all who search will find. Not all who find may enter. Solara waits unseen. Not lost, only watching." Okay, the episode's only getting crazier, guys. Let's go. Wowee, all right, I'm here for it. That was pretty cool. Definitely pretty cool. I see the vision, and it's pretty awesome. I do think there could be some refinement here and there. We'll talk about it. I'm going to give it another look at night and see how I feel about it, but it's pretty unique, pretty interesting environment, and very whimsical and magical feeling. Let's check it out at night and then talk about it. Let's go. There it is. I quite like it. I think the only thing that's kind of detracting for me is this, let me pop out. I did color the sand for you, by the way. I did miss a spot, though, apparently. I'm sorry. Oh, whatever. The only thing that was detracting for me or distracting was these. Have you guys played those like old school N64 games, those racing games where the like houses in the background were like cards and they were all the same? It gave me like N64 background vibes because every house is the same and the way it's colored, I don't know, something about it made it feel like low pixel. And yeah, they're just, it stood out to me that something wasn't quite right. And I think had you done some like, I mean, you could make 4 or 5 different houses, right? And then alter them and break up the repetition, but then have like little yards out front or little doodads or a path or something, some more gardens or whatever, just to switch up the variation. Then it could have had this like wow moment. You're like, wow, look at that town. But I'm not convinced that people actually live here. They feel like background cards to me. That aside, other than that kind of being my one gripe with it, there's a lot of really cool things here. I really like the way the water emitters fall off these rocks to a point where I don't think I've ever seen that in Planet Coaster 2 yet in this way. Look at this. Look at the way it's like kind of gurgling through the cracks there. You put extra emitters in the in-between areas to make it look like it's flowing through. And I was like, wow, that stood out to me as very, very impressive and very unique and something I think more people should take note of and kind of use for these kind of red rock ideas. It was really captivating. Also, just going through that canyon there is very narrow and kind of claustrophobic, and it gave a little bit of intensity that I quite enjoyed. And then this area was like, whoa, okay, this is like really good quality artistry, and I thought it popped a lot. And then it made me question, like, why didn't the little town outside have this level of detail and, you know, stuff? And then we go into the crystal cave and I was even more impressed. Just like the creation got better as we went deeper. And there's a lot of like really interesting highlights and points to it that it's like almost there, right? You have some wow moments there, wow moments there, wow moments up here, even back here was good. But then this part stood out to me. If it just had a little bit more detail, it would hit pretty hard, a little bit more smoothing and refinement on the coaster, and then just a little bit more decoration welcoming us into Solara, right? The beauty and wonder of Solara that you mentioned in your introduction could be hyped up a little bit here. It feels, I mean, it's a little market, but there's a beautiful city. I mean, I guess that's the idea, right? Is that the secrets reveal themselves, the magic goes the deeper you get in there, right? I guess that's the idea. But I still think could be a little bit more elegance to your boarding station itself, as well as your queue, for sure. Just a little bit of detail there, just the finer things, just some random debris and things scattered around would be cool. But like I said, there's some really good elements here that I quite liked. And I pointed those out already. So I think you're onto something with this. It's not like Red Rock cowboy style. You took it on a different angle, and having this kind of like vibrant blue, you know, elegant magicalness to this place is a nice contrast to that of the Red Rock Desert. So I quite enjoyed the story and how it unfolded, and I think it's a very solid creation overall. I'm very, very impressed, and I got to give it up to you for this emitter thing here. This is probably the best usage of red rock and water that I have ever seen. So, you know, this builder definitely shows a lot of promise and shows a lot of, you know, expertise. Just needs a little bit of refinement. And sometimes they say that last 10% is 90% of the work. And that's just a little bit of clutter and a little bit of finer details to elevate the creation, break up repetition where possible, and add a little bit more of that environmental storytelling to make the world feel more lived in. And boom, you've nailed it, right? But big concepts here, big concepts. Very, very good creation here by a brand new name. I'll butcher it. Schiesskirche. Great job. And there's no better way to close out a summer coaster contest other than Wave Master 3000, brought to you by Surf City by Bailey, an advanced builder who I definitely recognize their name. And they say here, welcome to Surf City, the world's largest artificial reef. Come and ride the Reef Rider, the coaster that plunges you into the heart of the endless surf session on the colossal artificial ocean, where speed meets saltwater spray in a wild dance of adrenaline and ocean vibes. Launching from a sun-drenched pier, you're instantly instantly sucked into a barrel of pure speed, carving razor-sharp turns like a seasoned ripper, slicing through a monster swell. Oh my god. This is amazing. The track hugs the water surface so close, you can taste the salty mist as it sprays your face. Oh, jagged rock formations and towering coral reef sculptures loom from the surf, daring you through the tight gaps and heart-pounding near misses that keep your pulse racing. Around you, sea creatures slice through the waves with effortless grace, riding the same swell and adding a living rhythm to your wild ride. Every twist feels like padding into a perfect set, every launch like a drop deep into the face of a giant breaker. Reef Rider isn't just a coaster, it's a non-stop stoke machine, delivering wave after wave of pure unfiltered adrenaline that leaves you craving the next ride. Ride at 7 p.m. or midnight for the best lighting placement. Okay. Oh, that might be just the... You should win this contest just for that introduction. Hands down, that was one of the best reads ever, and the fact that we got this Wavemaster 3000, it's so ridiculous. I hope this is a good one to close off the contest, because it is the 140, or I don't know what we're at here, 140th creation of this contest. Oh my god, this is phenomenal. Let's freaking go! Oh boy. Yes. Oh my god. This is so good. What? I am so happy. I'm so happy this is the last one too. It embodies... Now they said best view was intersect, look backwards or something, look forward? What was it? I have to look at this closer here. And they also asked for 7 p.m. Intersect, look forward, row 5. Okay. Intersect, look forward, row 5. And then they want 7 p.m. What's 7 p.m.? 1700, right? No, 1900. Wow. Bailey. Great job. This is, while it may be fall at the time of me recording this, the intention was to get all of these out during the summer. I had some delays, and I was not able to produce as many videos as I wanted to. So here we are. It happened. But the spirit of the contest was that of the summer, but also that of a blueprint coaster contest. And this embodies all of it. This is the spirit of the contest and the spirit of the channel, I would say. That little boat ride as your introduction for the queue. This looks so good, by the way. This is ridiculous, but I kind of love it. But everything about this is so good. Look at the nighttime lighting. It's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And at day, it all pops. Surf City, right? Like, I'm coming in here and I'm going, wow, there's so much to look at. It's so beautiful. There's so many colors. There's so much to look at. Like, wait, oh no, they had such a long description and this is the queue? And I just thought to myself, oh no, I'm gonna be talking for the whole coaster. And I see a boat. And the boat takes us over to here. And I just got more and more immersed and more invested. We get to Nicer Dicer's Crab Shack, seeing all these fun little goodies everywhere. It's so cool. And like the branding, Reef Rider, King Coaster's Surf Champion. Now he's the King Surfer. What is this? Is there a pink penguin? The Planet Coaster 1 mascot for the Channel 5 gaming community mascot is also surfing it up, having a good time out here. Custom animatronics, custom giant waves. Everything you described in your description hyped up your creation to no beyond. And it lived, oh no, what have you done to my Queen Splash? Oh no, the tikis have taken over her and the crabs are involved. It's incredible. It's visually incredible. Some of the best usages of the aquatic pack I've ever seen. We don't see these purple and blue rocks everywhere. You've recolored them to be a little bit more monotone, but also just we don't need all that color, right? And you've reduced the color but made up for that color in other areas. You added the color back in on your own through the water and the little extras and all the signage and the decorations, and it just is such a beautiful contrast, right? It pops. It has this just wow factor to it. And like I said, that cue and that introduction and the read that you have, it's all lived up to the hype. The coaster was the perfect duration with the most, just a perfect amount of elements, just a great experience through and through. I wouldn't change a thing about this creation. In my opinion, this is embodying of the spirit of the contest, that being of summer, the vibes of summer, but then the artistry, good coaster. It might exceed the blueprint limit a little bit, but not as bad. It's not as egregious as your neighbors and some of the other people in this contest. In fact, we probably could have squeezed you into the other map. I'm surprised that this one landed here as a too big one. We measured them all, and this one said it was too big? Question mark? I still think, all things considered, it's a good footprint, right? It's all fenced in around the outside. It's compact. I could see this fitting into a park quite nicely, and it has that welcoming, front. And even for this giant wave, you found a way to cover it up and make that kind of epic. So it hits on all fronts for me, right? It has a good composition, a good look to it from the outside, and on the inside, it just hits even harder. So, that brings us to the discussion of the sharks. There were sharks' fins and little animations everywhere. Like we saw that with the crab. Oh, there's a crab surfing and a pink penguin. Oh, and a king coaster. This is great. And the sharks. Oh, they're dolphins. And poor Queen Splash. Why are you torturing her? Why have you done this to Queen Splash? It's Queen. She is supposed to be the representative of summer and all things water. And you've tortured her and cooked her and fed her to the sharks. Why have you done this, Bailey? But I'm not mad at it because it's an hilarious and fun and amazing way to end off what was been an incredible contest. 35 episodes, 140 creations, and the first ever coaster contest of Planet Coaster 2, of many more to come, which is incredible. We've had so many coaster contests in Planet Coaster 1 over the years, and I would say with the constraints or the limitations of this game, or I should say the unbound limitlessness that this game has to offer with the 8K blueprints, the scalable, being able to scale things and all that, really goes to show the difference between the two games. Some of the first contests that we did, the coasters were like this big, right? Like, we're small, they're compact. And when I say blueprint coaster contest, that's what we're talking about, is getting a nice compact coaster, fit into a good, footprint where there's pathing around it, fencing around it, and it's something you can plop in your park. Not what we expected with some of this stuff. People are like, okay, it's still a blueprint if it fits in 8K, right? I guess I should have been more specific about that and saying this is what we mean by a blueprint. And at the end of the day, the term blueprint has changed with that of Planet Coaster 2. You can actually make a park into a blueprint. If you really, definitely, because in Planet Coaster 1, Zaphor hosted a contest where you had to do a flat ride, a coaster, or a ride, and some shops, all in a 4,000 piece blueprint, and called it a mini park. And we featured that on stream, all of them, and they're really, really great. Point was that you can make little parks with 4,000 pieces. Now you have 8,000 plus scaling. You can definitely fit a whole park into a blueprint. We've seen that in many, many cases in some of these creations, that they felt like immersive worlds. They felt like theme parks through and through. And that's pretty cool. And that the point there is the differences between Planet Coaster 1 and 2 have evolved. And what we think of when we're thinking of blueprints and how we can approach contests, challenges, and that sort of thing, we have to change our mindset and our mentality a little bit. And I did not expect things to get so big in this contest, and as I've mentioned several times, I'm not mad at it either because it's been a fun surprise, and I like seeing what people can do, push the limits of creativity. That's what this channel is all about, is pushing the boundary. So by not specifying a certain size and a certain shape, I allowed people to push boundaries, and we saw some pretty incredible stuff as a result. So I quite like that. And will I do a blueprint contest in the future where we say compact, small, and that sort of thing? I don't know, because we've pushed the boundaries so much. We've done that in the past in Planet Coaster 1. That was kind of like the point that I was trying to make, is that we've seen the smaller, compact, more realistic, semi-realistic blueprint coasters that could be placed into a park that have a good amount of theming and that sort of thing. Do we really want to run that back? I tried running it back with that being of the summer theme, and we got this limitless boundaries pushed with this contest here. So now it's just about, what can we do that's bigger, better, that hasn't been done before? And now it has me thinking, let's push the limitations of Planet Coaster. And with future DLCs and updates and changes, the game's constantly being refined. And now we can add in these different elements, boats and animators and movers and spinning things and all sorts of crazy wild stuff we can do in this game. We might as well just keep pushing the boundaries. No point in bringing back the past, because this is the future. So it's been a fun contest, to say the least, and to see what everyone has done has been really quite impressive, right? In the future, I think, we did something a little bit more summery themed here, and I think that might have given people some summer fatigue. And that is a lesson for me to learn as well, that in the future, I'm definitely going to be a little bit more open-ended about what we give you in terms of, unlimited creativity again. So it's given me a lot to think about, but at the same time, the whole experience as a whole was awesome. And great way to end it off here, you guys. Some really wild and crazy creations, some wacky, wild, and fun creations at that. And Bailey sealing the deal with what I consider to be the spirit of the contest right here. We've seen many of these spirit of the contest, and I'm actually really looking forward to revisiting all of the creations, looking at the screenshots and creating the voting form for you guys, and we can have a gander and reflect on all the episodes and all the creations within those episodes, but then divide them by rank, because Bailey here, they are in the advanced builder bracket. How do they, what else is in the advanced builder bracket? So when you see their name next to all these other names and what those creations were, we can kind of see how they stack up to the rest of the competition, and that's why we have this whole bracket system, right? We don't want someone that's brand new to the game to compete with the legends and vice versa, that sort of thing. We want to give everyone an opportunity. Plus, it wouldn't be a contest it's not as fun of a contest if you just have 3 winners overall. With brackets, we can have, 18 winners or something like that because of all the brackets. So it's a first, second, and third for every single category, even down to the unranked, I believe, that we'll be doing. So we'll have a look at those separately as well. That being said, I think there's going to be a lot of really fun winners throughout, and I'm really looking forward to reflecting back at all the creations and choosing my personal top 3 and seeing what you guys choose as your top 3. But one thing I want you to consider while you're doing that is that of the spirit of the contest. There have been some big, egregious, crazy creations like this, but at the same time, that's fine, right? Like, I don't know what to say or think about it, because originally it was a blueprint coaster contest, which does mean compact, small. People broke those limits, and everybody broke those limits. So now the rules have changed. They've been flipped on their heads. And me personally, I think the best ones should be somewhat compact and have like a beautiful composition and be placeable and be more on the petite side, but also have all the details and a great coaster as well, and the spirit of summer. So for me, that's the complete package, where we have seen some wild and zany things that are reflective of summer, but maybe the coaster could use some refinement, or maybe it's not really the nicest of placeable blueprints. But then that is up to you if you think that that is a pass, right? I'm just giving you my opinions on what the winners should potentially be, and that is checking the box of good blueprint, good coaster, good artistry, and spirit of the contest of summer. And I think this one is a great way to end that off and say, this is kind of what we're looking for, in my opinion. But at the same time, there have been some really big, adventurous, monstrous creations that just leave you with a wow factor. and that deserves your vote as well. So we're not leaving anyone out by any means, and at the end of the day, it's your opinion that matters. It's your decision that matters, and I always leave it into the hands of you guys, the hands of the community. And if you feel like we break the boundaries, we're changing it up, we're shaking it up, and the biggest, the bestest, and the most wildest creations deserve your vote, then vote that way. It is completely up to you at the end of the day. The community runs the community. And your choice is what you choose, and we do not discriminate. So, it's going to be fun to see which way people go. And my vote is only one vote, and we usually get hundreds of votes. So I'm just a little drop in the pond, really, at the end of the day. But there were some very fantastic, memorable creations throughout this entire journey, and it was very fun to see how many new players to this game that hadn't been around for Planet Coaster 1, that are brand new to Planet Coaster 2, that are getting the game on Steam Deck and, NVIDIA Play and console and all of that stuff. The game has really opened up to a new audience, and it's great to see you guys all are participating. I feel like the last 10 episodes, everybody was unranked or builder, and they were still competing at levels that I believe they'll be ranking up and doing very well in the future. So I welcome all of the new community members as well as all of the old returning members from Planet Coaster 1. It's really quite nice to see how this community is shaping up. And this is just the beginning for this game, you guys. So those are my closing thoughts on the contest. Voting forms will be coming out soon, so keep an eye on the community tab for YouTube, as well as Discord posts, where once we get the form all put together and all that stuff, we'll send it out to you guys, and you can get picking your votes and having fun with that. We're going to do an individual ranking system as well, so you can score them all from 1 to 5, so we can get a best of overall. Then we'll also be doing it per bracket for the top 3, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It might take you like an hour to fill out the form and pick your decisions, but if you're invested in the videos, you're going to be invested in the members and the votes, and we really appreciate you guys taking the time to go through it. But I promise you, it's a lot of fun as well. I always have a fun time going like, who was my favorite? What would I rate this? And honestly, it's kind of just like a game. You guys get to be involved, and you get your voice heard, and your opinion really does matter, and it does change the way things go at the end of the day. So vote honestly, vote with your heart, and have fun with it. And I look forward to seeing what you guys have done, and we'll show you the graphs, we'll show you the winners, and that's something also to look forward to. Then after that, we'll return to regular programming, regular coaster spotlights, park coasters, park spotlights, as well as we're going to continue the seasonal content as well. And I might have a little something extra in the cooking in the back to surprise you all with, that I've been working on, and I look forward to revealing that very, very soon as well. Cool. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic contest. Thank you everyone who's stuck through the videos. I know there's a little bit of flavor fatigue and burnout. People getting burnt out of the coaster contest videos. So hopefully returning back to form shakes things up again. So thank you for everybody for sticking through it with these 140 amazing creations, 35 crazy videos. We made it to the end, and we had a lot of fun doing it. And thank you guys for joining us on this journey. An additional shout out to Wookie Bush, who set up all these maps for us. That was a lot of work for them. All the other bards who have been helping out with Discord while all this has been going on. And just an additional shout out to all the viewers and community members who are supporting through just leaving a comment, watching the videos, supporting through Patreon, all that stuff. Everyone here is involved in keeping this dream alive. So thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart, and we will see you in the contest results. Bye now.